Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the NatureCity Podcast. I'm your host, Carl Pradelli. I'm also the CEO and co-founder of the company, having started NatureCity over 20 years ago with my wife, Beth, and since then, it's been our privilege to have served over 500,000 Americans by offering them the best supplements we can make. Today, we'll be discussing my tip number 3 for buying dietary supplements. If you find shopping for supplements challenging, I'm right there with you. It's the reason we originally started NatureCity many years ago. There are so many options to choose from, and it can be confusing or even overwhelming trying to figure out who to trust and what supplements or brands to buy. After 24 years in this industry, I've learned a few things that I want to share with you. If you missed my first 2 tips in this series, when you have a few minutes, check out episode number 105, where I discuss why you should seek out and choose branded supplement ingredients over generic ingredients, in episode number 108, where I discuss the importance of knowing the contract manufacturer a brand uses to make its products, what I call the hidden hero behind your supplements. And if you haven't heard me say this before, my goal with these tips is to help you avoid making a mistake or wasting your money, and instead find and choose high-quality supplements that can make a difference in your life and the lives of your loved ones too. Here's the good news. There are a lot of good supplement brands out there. The bad news is there are many more companies making products I wouldn't feel good about putting in my body, or are flat out just making fraudulent or counterfeit supplement products. As you may know, this has become a larger problem with the growth of supplement sales online and the influx of products made overseas. Now, contrary to what some people say, dietary supplements are a regulated industry. Early this year, I heard someone summarize it this way. Supplements are not the least regulated drug, they are the most regulated food. Nonetheless, it's still relatively easy to start a supplement brand for anyone with some capital to spend. And candidly, many people enter the business not so much to help you, but to help themselves make a quick buck. That's why my supplement shopping tip number 3 is knowing who owns and runs the brand and determining why the brand exists. Here's the bottom line. Bad people with bad intentions are always going to find a way to screw you. No matter what new rules or regulations are put into place, bad actors find a way around them. And that is not only true with supplements, it happens in every business category. When it comes to supplements, I've frankly yet to hear any practical regulations proposed that bad actors can't circumvent. So as a consumer, you need to do a little extra digging to get to know the motivations of those running the brand. Here's what I suggest. Founders are usually proud to tell their story and motivations for the brand on their website or elsewhere online. It's usually pretty evident if there's a real passion to bring you great products and do the right things. If it's just a generic corporate mission, statement, or something anyone can write, then I'd question how committed in principle they are to serving you versus just maximizing sales and profits. Also, how long have they been around? How much experience do they have? As you can tell from some of the tips I've been discussing, even if a brand has good intentions, it's easy to be burned by someone in the supply chain who doesn't. Frankly, it took many years of making mistakes for us at NatureCity to figure out who we could trust and who we couldn't, and who prioritizes their interest over ours, and I'm including you when I say our interests. This led to current standards, relationships, and processes that we use to make good on our promise to offer you the best supplements we can make. But without that experience, it's hard to avoid the many pitfalls, especially when you're making many different products. Transparency is also important. If the owners and executives aren't willing to be transparent about telling you who they are and how they do business, move on and take a pass on that brand. From the start, Beth and I have always tried to be as transparent as possible, beginning with why we started NatureCity to sharing the specific sources of our ingredients and who manufactures our products. The main reason I do this podcast every week is to give you a better understanding of the ingredients in our products so you can be informed about what you're putting inside your body. Related to this, ask what type of money-back guarantee does the brand offer? 30 days is not nearly enough to evaluate most supplements. That's why we offer a 365-day money-back guarantee at NatureCity that lets you put our products to a true test. A brand can only do this if they are confident in their products, like we are at NatureCity. If they only give you 30 days, you have to wonder why the brand doesn't believe in its own products. Last, you have to be wary of when a brand is sold or maybe gets a big new investor. Usually motivations change and the financial analysts go to work trying to increase profits by using cheaper ingredients or changing processes that worked for so long. This happens a lot. Last week, I was discussing this when an industry colleague, a mutual friend of ours, sold her company, and the new owners changed her formula completely, and it doesn't work as well, which is upsetting customers. Now, even though she doesn't own the brand anymore, the brand still uses her name and likeness, and of course, she's upset about endorsing a bad product. A messy situation, but stuff like this often happens in the health and wellness business. Companies change. So I strongly suggest finding out who are the current brand owners and what are their motivations. It's something I worry about. At some point down the line, we'll have to retire, and I worry, where will I get my supplements from? Hopefully, we can leave NatureCity in good hands, but not to worry. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. So that wraps up my 3 tips for buying dietary supplements. Again, if you missed the first 2 tips, be sure to check out episodes number 105 and 108. Thanks again for joining me and for supporting NatureCity if you are already a client. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you won't miss future episodes of the NatureCity Podcast, or you can listen to us on your favorite streaming service. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. This is Carl Pradelli, and I'll see you next week.